We were a week out of leaving for our family vacation to Maine. We had just finished up fostering someone and decided to take that time off until we got back from Maine because you can't take foster kids across state lines. And our, 4 kids knew that. Our foster support, Josh, knew that. And a Friday night, I got a phone call. It was at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, we have an emergency. Can you just help us out until we can figure out what to do? We know you're leaving. Yeah, sure. And so at 3:30 in the morning, they dropped off this little boy. I think he was 18 months or 2 years old. He had longer blonde hair, but it was just all disheveled. He had a diaper on, a T-shirt, was dirty, smelled like a campfire. And so I met them outside. I got him. He didn't have hardly anything. And I fell asleep with him that night in our armchair because he wouldn't talk. The next morning, I gave him a bath, fed him. He ate 2 huge waffles, which was crazy to me because he was so little. He just wanted to keep eating. And the investigator called me, and she needed me to run him to an office, and they had to do a complete check on him from head to toe, all kinds of things. And then I had to take him I think he got 27 x-rays, which to put a 2-year-old through that is pretty traumatic in itself. And then, I brought him home, and I got a hold of my foster support guy. He wanted to know how things were going. And I was like, hey, can you just tell me is there anything you could tell me about him? Yep. He had a twin brother, and then he had a 5-year-old brother, and they had suspected one of them had broken their arms, and that's why they were removed. But when they found them, they were living in a tent out in Indiantown. Dad was pretty abusive to Mom, and they had been fasting and were given ice chips and oats, is what the 5-year-old told the investigator. So, and he's telling me this, and I'm just bawling. And because it's just things you see on TV, and you never think this is walking through my front door. So I let him eat as much as he wanted that day. The next day, I kind of fed him regular-sized meals and then would let him snack every 2 hours, like a small snack. And then by the 3rd day, we're just into regular portions and snacks. But he would just go in, stand by our pantry and open it and just stand there smiling. Yeah, and we take it for granted because you don't think that kind of thing happens in America. We have food. We have on our buttons, we could push a button and something's delivered in a day. And there was this little guy just so happy that he could open a cupboard and there was food for him. So we had him for the week, and he went into a respite care with his brothers. And I would keep in touch with her all through my vacation, hey, how's he doing? How are they doing? And I was actually on the way home, and she called me, and she said, hey, I know you guys are on your way home. Would you be upset if we just stepped up and kept all 3 of the brothers with us? So I was like, absolutely not. No way. Please, by all means. So it was just a brief moment, but it was like one of the most impactful weeks just to see that this is happening.